We are live at the Pocono Raceway for the running of the PoconoOrganics.com 325. First race of two tonight at the Pocono Raceway on NASCAR 21 Ignition as we are set to go live for race number one in a matter of moments. And our driver Ryan Blaney coming off a DNF at Nashville in the last race and is looking for redemption today. He's won two of the last four races though, both on road courses, trying to get it done at the Tricky Triangle this evening. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we are about to get into this one here today. And we'll go through today's starting lineup along with it. Welcome everybody into the stream. And here we go. We've got the Advanced Auto Parts paint scheme, the Midnight Advanced Auto Parts paint scheme for today's race. Kyle Larson will be starting on the pole in race number one. William Byron will be on the outside of the front row in second place as well. Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano will be in row two. Logano comes in as the regular season points leader, taking the lead away from Larson after a much better finish for Logano at Nashville versus Larson, and a lot more stage points to go along with it as well. Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain will be in row number three. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola in row four, and then Kurt Busch and Christopher Bell will be in row five. Kurt Busch still looking for a win to lock himself into the playoffs this year. Christopher Bell has 2 wins on the playoffs so far. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to come of this. I'm not sure exactly why I qualified in the last place position, but hopefully the car is actually faster than that in race trim. I would think it should be. Usually I'm not that slow at Pocono. I think it's just one of those glitches with the game where I don't qualify as well as what I actually am in the race for whatever reason. I've seen that quite a few times in this game where I'll qualify last and have one of the fastest cars in the field. I don't understand why it does that. But regardless of the fact, let's see what we've got for speed tonight out of this number 12 Ford Mustang. Santiago Kid, welcome to the stream, and welcome everybody else who is just tuning in for the first time today. Coming to the green flag. A little contact on the initial start as they're nearly 3 wide. Green flag is in the air though, and Larson leads the field to the green today at Pocono. 25 laps in the opening stage of the race. It is going to be very short. Nobody is going to have to make a pit stop. Blaney checking up a little early into turn one. A lot of traffic in front of him. He quickly got a good jump on the 96 car of Ty Dillon. The draft is going to play of a huge importance down these long straightaways at Pocono today. It's going to be very interesting how these drivers work the draft. And of course, the starts and restarts at Pocono very treacherous as well. 3 wide right in front of Blaney as Cody Ware made a bit of contact with Timmy Hill. Blaney going to go all the way to the inside, trying to make it 4 wide into turn 3. Chopped off by Ware. I don't think he made contact with him. That was a close call. Caught a little bit of the grass and had a bit of a slide, and luckily was able to hold on to it. And as they work their way down to the start-finish line, Blaney trying to break the draft on the inside lane as he's still 3 wide on the main straightaway. Now going to work up 2 by 2 into turn 1. Drives it in extraordinarily deep. Oh, we got a crash. That's what happened. Caution's out. Caution is out. I was going to say there was a crash in turn 1 on lap 2 up ahead. I couldn't tell who was involved. I was wondering why everybody was starting to stop. Blaney luckily got down to the apron of the racetrack to miss everything. It looks like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has wrecked. He was in the top 10. That's a tough break for Stenhouse. Oh, little contact on the restart. A little bit of a jumbled start again there, but I don't think Blaney's got too much damage. He still got through it pretty well, even though they were spaced out a little bit more. Cars One boy Billy Kramer. Ethan, welcome to the stream as well. Good restart for Ryan Blaney in the 12. Quickly gets to the outside in the draft of Corey LaJoie as well as they get up to speed. And he should be able to clear the 14 car of Chase Briscoe to get back down to the bottom into turn 2. Could not get around the 17 car, though, of Chris Custer on the outside of the 12 of Blaney. Blaney has the advantage to the bottom in turn 3. 17 car goes way wide. Custer tries to go up the middle, and we have cars pitting all of a sudden. Oh, we got another wreck. Tyler Reddick is spun. And caution's out again. I'm not sure why everybody was pitting a lap after the caution, but we have another wreck. And this time, And it's off the hands of Tyler Reddick in the 8 car coming into pit road. So our second caution of the day, we've only had one completed green flag lap. And it looked like a couple cars were going to stay out of the pits there. Blaney's already inside the top 10. Green flag back in the air again. And already we're on lap 14 in stage 1. I don't know what's going on in this race already, but it's been wild. Blaney got tight. Contact with Custer. William Byron got bumped by Logano. Welcome to the stream. Blaney did not take off as well that restart compared to the restart before that. See if they're going to pit again. That was very strange the last lap. This lap they're not going to pit. I don't know why they all decided to pit on lap 3. Well, it would have been the third green flag lap that we would have ran. Blaney's getting freight trained right now on the outside. Falls himself back in line in 16th. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. More ignition. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. The start of this race. A lot of crazy racing, though, to say the least. I thought Blaney was going to have a shot at stage points in stage 1 all of a sudden with the way the yellows played out, missing both accidents, and he was already able to restart in about 9th place. Fortunately, he lost about 7 spots the first lap after the restart this time. It's really good in turn 2. Able to get down to the apron. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it down there as the run carries on. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to make the pass on Stenhouse, who already got in a wreck today, and trapped in line behind Haley, and Haley pulls out of line, it looks like, and Ryan Blaney and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. going to stay on the outside. And a little 3-wide racing going on up in front as those guys are slowing each other up. Blaney wants a shot at stage points after only getting 1 point total at Nashville, and it was because of his race finish, finishing back in the 37th position with the DNF at stage 1. Looking to find a way to get more stage points today. Alex Bowman got lost out of the draft there for a brief moment. Into turn 2. Blaney finding clean air down to the apron, and now he's 3 wide off the exit of the corner with Michael McDowell. BJ McLeod makes the pass on McLeod, clears him. Underneath the 52 car now. Josh Balicki in turn 3. This is for 10th place, and Blaney is clear off of turn 3. 9 laps to go in stage 1 this time by, and Ryan Blaney has already moved up 30 spots from the start of the race in just 17 laps. I would imagine he had saved some fuel during those cautions as well, and seen 2 cautions in the first 15 laps of the race today. Is it possible to make it on 2 pit stops now to the end? Because originally it was going to be a 3-stop race if we weren't going to have any cautions for incident. We know we're going to have 2 cautions because of the stage breaks as well. I think there is a chance. Big Jimmy Johnson, welcome to the stream. Laughing at the username from somebody else in the chat. Looks like the 48 car of Alex Bowman starting to catch up. Of course, he won the first Pocono race of the doubleheader in real life last season after Larson blew a tire on the final lap. Running in 11th. Likely was in the draft of Ryan Blaney that time. A little side-by-side action up ahead between a couple of SHR Fords of Cole Custer and Eric Almirola. Blaney's going to fight hard for all the stage points he can. Being aggressive doesn't really get rewarded in this game. But there has been a lot of aggressive racing early on. That's why we've seen a couple of spins. Reddick went for a spin. Reddick went for a spin on the second caution. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spun on the first yellow. And here comes Blaney. Closes quickly on Kevin Harvick. Man, I'm messing my words up. Sorry about that tonight. Couple of SHR Fords of Eric Almirola and Cole Custer. They're side drafting each other up high as Blaney goes to the bottom 3 wide on the main straightaway, trying to break away from the side draft, and he is going to be clear of both of them for 8th place. And as the leaders really race hard with each other up towards the front of the field as well, does Blaney have a shot to get up there? A little less than 7 laps to go in the stage. Blaney did sweep the stages in both of his last 2 wins in the last 4 races at Circuit of the Americas in Sonoma. And those were both road courses. Though he does have a win at Pocono in his career. It was his first career win in 2017. I think Blaney is definitely fast enough. We carried a bit too much speed in turn 3, though. He had to lift off the exit of the corner. He's going to drop down low, trying to break whatever draft that Alex Bowman may have had on the outside there. 6 laps to go in the stage. I know the fuel's not running low, considering we go about 40 laps on fuel at Pocono. And we had a lot of caution laps as well, that the fuel wouldn't have been being burned at all. Bowman's got a big run off of turn 1 right now. And he's going to have to try to protect the bottom. Bowman's closing in quickly. Into turn 2 they go. Blaney didn't go all the way down to the apron that time. Ran that normal bottom lane. About 2.5 seconds off of Kyle Larson in 7th place. Kevin Harvick is battling him. Now, if this group could stay single file and in the draft, as Blaney's going to stay high to let the 48 draft behind him this time. Hopefully he doesn't have too big of a run and just tries to make the pass into turn 1. Bowman taking a peek to the outside, trying to get some clean air on Ryan Blaney. Blaney going to pull up and block off the exit of turn number 1. You saw how he got freight trained on that restart. He doesn't want to get freight trained again, though. There are only 2 cars behind him immediately. Then they're 3 wide for position. Back about where Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is. Almost mid-90s, near 100 this week in May. Jeez. Supposed to be low 80s pretty much the rest of the week for me. It was mid-70s today. Just got off the golf course a little bit ago. Played 18 holes, shot a 77. Pretty proud of myself. It was my best round of the year so far. For 18 holes at least.
We'll be pitting in about 5 laps.
Oh, Bowman beat Blaney to the inside. If he can't complete the pass, though, it's going to hurt the 48. And Bowman just moved Blaney out of the way off turn 1. Making a bit of contact. Blaney trying to side draft the 10 of Almirola. Just enough to hold him back. But he's going to be on the outside in turn 2, and the 10 car is going to clear him. That lost Blaney 2 positions late in stage 1. Bowman moved Blaney out of the way in turn 1. Wasted no time. Blaney closes on the 10 car of Eric Almirola. Drops in line in the draft behind him on the main straightaway.
We got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Almirola going to pull out of line now. Blaney keeps the massive run on the outside. It was a bad move by the 10 car. Blaney clears him, and he's going to go to the inside of the 48. 48 moved him up out of the way. Blaney going to race the 48 cleanly, but he is trying to side draft him. He wants to make the clean pass on Alex Bowman. A little help, though, for Bowman with the 10 car. Blaney goes in line to block the 10. He sends it down to the bottom in turn 2. A little slide job, and Blaney will clear Bowman with a clean pass. He got him back for 8th. Great battle for position right now between these 3 cars at the end of stage 1 for the 8th place position. Going to try to break the draft this time on the main straightaway down to the bottom of the track. 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Bowman with a run to the outside. Blaney going to go up the block. Big block. Barely got up in front of him in time. Bowman gave him a shot. And then Bowman drives it in deep into turn 1. Blaney was a little loose into the corner after the contact with the 48 car. And Bowman got back around him on the outside because of it. Try the slide job again in turn 2. clear, barely. Oh my gosh. These guys are going for it right now, and it's allowing a couple other cars to catch up. A great battle. Good thing the stage break's coming up pretty quickly, because I don't know if these guys are going to make it to the end of the stage race in the way they are right now. Top 3 in this pack are going to get stage points. Malachi Coate, welcome to the stream. Bowman, where will he go this time? He goes to the outside to try and catch some clean air. Blaney went down to the bottom. Looked like Blaney actually gapped the 48 car a little bit in turn 1 that time. Interesting pit strategy about to come up as well. Blaney going to gap Bowman a little more in turn 2, it looks like. And I think Bowman's going to be too far back into turn 3 to try to make the pass for 8th place. Blaney drives it in deep just to make sure. And he'll gap Bowman again through turn 3. Great final lap for Ryan Blaney. And Ryan Blaney's going to finish 8th in stage 1 after starting last. Very impressive to get 3 stage points. And now he's got track position after the poor qualifying effort. He missed the 2 accidents in the beginning of the race. And William Byron will win stage 1 at Pocono today. Kevin Harvick drove up to 2nd there on that final restart of the stage. Christopher Bell 3rd, Kyle Busch 4th, Ross Chastain 5th, Kyle Larson in 6th, Joey Logano in 7th, Ryan Blaney 8th, Alex Bowman 9th, Eric Almirola will round out the top 10 in stage number 1. So an entertaining first stage. Only 25 laps in that one. The second 2 stages will be much longer in today's race. And again, remember the second Pocono race coming up after this one. Mark DeMars, welcome to the stream. Well, it's not a Packers jersey, it's just a shirt, but it's like a dry fit, long sleeve shirt. Big Packers fan yourself, great to hear. So Blaney's going to stay out of the pits right now. He's going to try to make this race on 2 pit stops. 52 laps in stage 2, green flag back in the air. Blaney going to try to maintain a little bit of track position by staying out of the pits during the caution. We'll see what this restart's going to bring. Pretty even right now. On the outside, maybe went a little too far wide. He was trying to catch some clean air, and they're 3 wide off the exit of turn 1. Almirola completes the pass on the 12. It's not the greatest restart for Ryan Blaney. Alex Bowman trying to battle back down on the inside of the racetrack. And as they enter into turn 2, Blaney tight. He gets into the 10 of Almirola, nearly turned him. Hamlin and Bowman scatter to the inside. That's the problem, though, with having older tires right now, is that Ryan Blaney, on these older tires, is struggling in dirty air. Gets back around Almirola cleanly through turn 3. The 10 car drafts behind the 12. The 12 trying to get in line close enough behind Hamlin, but he might be too far back after losing momentum in turn 2 with the contact from Almirola a little bit ago. Into turn 1. A lot better that time for Blaney. Closes in on the group ahead of him. Bowman is pretty good at Pocono. Definitely proven to be one of the faster cars. He's moving up to the inside, quickly got around Chastain through turn 2 and is on the inside of someone else for position for 6th. And he's just got to not get so tight in the dirty air once he closes in on these cars ahead of him that are battling for position right now. And he's definitely close enough in the draft with these guys constantly side drafting each other back and forth that he is going to try to drive it in a little deep into turn 1. Trying to hope that he gets it to stick. Down on the yellow line, he did get it to stick. And Byron, who won the first stage, is already fallen back to 7th on the restart. Hamlin going to get freight train. He's going to have to hop in line behind the 42 of Ross Chastain. The short shoot between turns 1 and 2. Well, you can't make a custom schedule season on this game. You just do it by running race now, but this isn't really a custom schedule season. Running the same schedule that NASCAR actually ran in 2021. Just going on race now, though, so he can race as our favorite driver. Or my favorite driver, at least. Mostly single file. Ooh, Chastain with a move under Byron into turn 1, and I think Hamlin may have gotten into his left rear corner panel. That was a close call. And he's definitely able to get into the clean air in turn 2 a lot easier when he could dive the car down to the apron. So the plan is to take a round of wedge out of the race car for the adjustment when the time comes for that first pit stop of the race. Blaney looks to the inside of Denny Hamlin for position. Now drops in line behind him on the long pond straightaway. Couldn't quite side draft him enough. And he didn't have any drafting help. A lot of battling for the lead going on right now. I think that's Kyle Busch in the 18 car on the inside of Kevin Harvick for the race lead. In turn 1. Blaney got a little tight in the dirty air again, and he lost a little bit of ground on these guys. When they go double wide like this, it's a lot harder for Blaney to hold the corner because both the bottom and the top are in dirty air. He can run the apron in turn 2, so it helps a little bit. Turn 1, you can't really do it. The problem is he can't get the car to turn in turn 2 in the dirty air either, even on entry, just because of how much dirty air is in front of him. It's the problem with this 550 package. Good thing it is no longer used in the Cup Series, but still having to struggle with it in NASCAR 21 Ignition. It's a lot harder on older tires as well. Again, Blaney has not pit yet, and it looked like some of the drivers pitted a few laps into the race. So Blaney may have to pit a little bit before him. We'll see if we get a caution in this stage. We had 2 for incident in stage 1. They are almost 3 wide for the lead, and there may be a little contact up here in turn 1. That's going to cost them a lot of momentum. That's going to allow Blaney to get to the inside of the 42 car of Chastain, who had to back out of the throttle. Blaney clears him off turn 1 and hops back in line behind William Byron in the 24 car. Blaney going down to the bottom, 3 wide. Risky business down there underneath Denny Hamlin. William Byron couldn't make the pass. Through turn 3. Holds the 42 car of Ross Chastain behind him. Blaney's got a big run off turn 3. Held the middle lane pretty good that time. Where will he go? Up the middle. Hamlin pulls out of line. They're 4 wide. Hamlin, oh, he just ran right into the side of Ryan Blaney, and Blaney holds on to his race car. I didn't think that was going to work. Hamlin was committed on the bottom. He did not want to check up and used all of the left side of the 12 car. And how they didn't wreck at a high speed in turn 1, well, they were 4 wide, and then a bit of contact at Pocono of all racetracks. I really have no clue. But they held on to it just enough. Not think that was going to work. And he has to get the momentum back. He's definitely not going to cut Denny Hamlin any slack. Same with Bowman, who made contact with him a little earlier. Blaney to the inside of the 11 car. Going into turn 1. Hamlin used up the 12, and now Blaney using up the 11, but they're stuck together off turn 1. Blaney makes the pass, but they lost a lot of position, or at least track position, on the cars in front of him, and they're going to lose this lead draft now. That was probably not a wise decision for Blaney. Kurt Menefee, welcome to the stream. Blaney pulling away from Denny Hamlin a little bit, breaks the draft on the main straightaway. William Windex, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the commentary comment in the chat. Appreciate it. Saw you on a comment earlier on a video. Thanks for tuning into the stream tonight. 20 people watching right now, only 9 likes, so make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Closing in on 2,000 subs on the channel. Greatly appreciate the support you guys give me. All in the hopes of hopefully one day getting into the commentating booth for real races down the road. It's the final season of NASCAR 21 Ignition. We're coming into tonight's first Pocono race, 9 races to go in the regular season. We're on lap 35 of the race, lap 10 of 52 in stage 2. William Byron won stage 1, and our driver Ryan Blaney was 8th at the end of stage 1 after qualifying last. Hamlin just knocked Blaney out of the way again. Into the left rear. A little rivalry going on right now between Hamlin and Blaney as Blaney ran into Hamlin purposely after Hamlin got into him a little earlier when they were 4 wide, and Hamlin just got Blaney back. Blaney to the inside of the 11. He's going to have the advantage on the bottom into turn 3. Drives it in pretty deep and clears him cleanly that time. So according to the crew chief, it sounds like pretty close on fuel right now. That was a big block. Hamlin looks to the outside in turn 1. We're at lap 36 right now. Not quite within the window to be able to make it to the end of this stage on just the 1 stop. Blaney was hoping to make it on 2 stops in this race, but must not have saved fuel during the 2 cautions we had for incident earlier today compared to what he thought he might have. That's going to be interesting. When do you pit? I think Blaney's going to stay out 1 more lap and pit at lap 37. Will be the plan. Well, never mind. We've got cars pitting now. He's going to pit too. 4 tires and fuel this time. 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Blaney will get down to pit road speed easily. So 4 tires and fuel. I just realized I think there's damage that the crew's going to repair. I really hope they don't. Because there really isn't that much damage on the race car. He got into Hamlin there late in the stage, and Bowman got into him in stage 1 towards the end. But other than that, it's been a clean race so far. Round of wedge is going to be taken out of the car on the 12 team as well, so a little bit of an adjustment change. And yeah, this is going to slow the stop down quite a bit. It's not what Blaney wanted. This is going to be a slow stop for the 12 team. This is going to cost him quite a bit. That is a very slow stop. You can see the car's exiting pit road right now as he has got a long ways to go. He has the first pit box on the pit lane because of qualifying in the last place position. Did a great job gaining time into the pits, but that was a very slow stop. We'll see if we stay green. He's definitely going to need it to stay green. So he works his way up onto the racetrack. There go the leaders that still have not pit. They have a lot of clean air to cycle back on. So Blaney's a lap down right now just because of how slow that stop was. We have right around 40 laps to go in the stage. Now these guys that are still out on the racetrack are going to lose a lot of time compared to the cars that pitted 2 laps ago. We'll see if they pit this time by. And it looks like they probably will. So Blaney's going to make sure he goes to the outside in turn 1. Had to back up in the middle of the corner quite a bit to miss him to the outside. But he was able to do so. Everybody should have to make one more stop before the end of stage number 2, so it should be a 3-stop race total. So Blaney's going to short pit the final stop. Hopefully this wedge adjustment's going to make the car just a bit better as well. Getting around Cody Ware and Josh Bilicki. We're getting up to speed. He's going to have to find a way to get back inside the top 10. Kind of stinks how long it takes to repair damage on this game. Even though, again, this car is relatively clean. Really didn't have any damage to have to repair. I meant to turn that off before I made the stop. Blaney was going to go one more lap, but when he saw driver's pit, he didn't want to stay out another lap and lose track position. But it ended up with a slow stop anyway, that it was going to be the case. Austin Dillon just up ahead, cycling off of pit road in front of Eric Jones in the 43. Blaney's in 28th right now. He went into the pits in about the 10th place position, so he's lost about 18 spots. Good news is, with this being a 2.5 mile racetrack, he's still in the lead lap, and he knows he's got a really fast race car, at least a top 10 car in this race, so he should be able to drive back up here at normal race pace. Especially when he's in clean air, his car seems to be really, really good. We get a little drafting help on this main straightaway behind the 43 car of Eric Jones. Nobody behind him to help him right now. Cody Ware's about almost 2 seconds behind. Keselowski must have had a slow stop too. He's back in 31st, so a couple of the Penske cars having slow stops during the first pit stops of the day. Timmy Hill holding up this group. Somehow cycled ahead of him for position. Big run by the 12 car coming up. Might catch Timmy Hill on the bottom. Hooks the curbing on the inside, trying to get as much clean air as possible. Pulls in line behind the 43 of Eric Jones, and this 4-car group is all going to cycle ahead of the 66 car of Timmy Hill. Austin Dillon pulling out of line. Blaney going with him to catch some more drafting help. That may allow Blaney to make the pass on the 43 of Eric Jones. Can Dillon make the pass on the Rick Ware car, though, of James Davison? And it looks like Dillon does, but the problem is Blaney did not clear Eric Jones and had to pull back in line behind him again. Chevy Johnson. Welcome to the stream, saying top 10. We have a top 10 car. We just had a slow green flag pit stop. Cycled back to 28th. Just got around Timmy Hill for 27th. Jones on the inside of James Davison right now. Blaney going to try to take it 3 wide into turn 3. Figured he was going to get chopped off, though, by the 43 car, and he gave up a lot of time not driving it in deep. And by backing out of the gas, Timmy Hill kept his momentum up and made the pass on the outside. Still one more pit stop remaining in stage 2. Blaney going to try to get back in the top 10. He was 8th at the end of stage 1. He knows he's faster than these guys, but it's so hard to pass at Pocono, especially with the 550 package. It's hard to pass anywhere with this package on more than a restart. And right now, Blaney's 3 wide middle between Timmy Hill and Eric Jones. Going to try to back up turn 2. You can't back up corners with this package. You let out of the gas too much and you just lose so much momentum. You have to hop back in the draft to try to get that momentum back up again. And that's what you're seeing right now at the 12. He did that in turn 3 last lap and turn 2 this lap. Again, big run for the 12. Finally clears the 43 car that time, and he's underneath the 66 of Hill going into turn 1. Can he clear Timmy Hill? He does. And hops in line right behind James Davison. Be able to get his momentum back by drafting again down this next straightaway, and he should make the pass on Davison for 25th into turn 2. It's Blaney's best corner of the racetrack is the tunnel turn up ahead. Austin Dillon, who was pulling this pack. We'll see if Blaney can run him back down. Great corner for Blaney through turn 2 that time, and easily gaps Davison, Jones, and Hill. They're trying to work back up. Gained 4 positions since coming out of the pits now. Very slow pit stop on the 12 team. Again, we know he could short pit. We know Blaney could short pit to try to gain more track position to the end of stage 2. And then he'll probably end up pitting during the stage break. If he does end up short pitting, which I think he has to. Probably going to split this run in half. Run about 20 laps from when he pitted with 40 to go in the stage. And then run the next 20 and then pit during the stage break and have fresh tires on the restart. It'll give up track position for a little bit, but we'll get to see, how much tires are really going to matter on the restart versus track position. I would rather take track position, but I wouldn't want that with about 10 to 15 lap older tires by the time everybody else ends up pitting before the end of the stage. I feel like that's just a little too risky. Well, Blaney wiggled a little bit in turn 1. He stayed in the gas, though. It didn't seem like it had affected him too much. Blaney needs good point stays to the end of the regular season. He's in the top 10 in the regular season standings. He fell back 1 spot after that DNF at Nashville. From 6th to 7th in the regular season standings. Wants all the playoff points he can get. And the top 10 get that at the end of the regular season. Of course, the regular season champion gets 15 points. It's a little over 100 points behind Joey Logano right now for the regular season championship. Logano also got stage points in the last stage. He only scored 1 more point than Blaney in stage 1. And assuming Logano's still in the top 10, it could be problematic for Blaney, although 2 of the 3 Penske cars had a slow stop. So maybe the 22 might have had one as well. About 11 laps away from Ryan Blaney's next pit stop. Kind of feel bad for Stenhouse. He qualified in row 4 but spun on lap 2, turn 1, and he hasn't been back inside the top 10 since. He's currently running 22nd, just trying to hold off Quinn Houff in 23rd right behind him. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. How do I handle turn 2? Well, I do have minimal stability help on it, Pocono. I treat it like a 750 track, even though it's a 550 track. So that's how I'm able to run really well. And turn 2 is my best corner just because I'm able to drive the apron. It feels like I have more grip on the apron, especially in traffic, because dirty air is so much of a factor in this game, especially with the 550 package, similar to how it is in real life. As much as I hate the dirty air and how bad it is realistic from what this package actually brought. So you got to find the clean air somewhere, and the apron is the best place in turn 2. Turn 1, you can't really hold the apron in that corner. It's a little faster and a sharper angle. But turn 2, you can do it, and if you can cut down low enough on entry to break out of the dirty air soon enough and kind of have an awkward angle into the corner, you can actually carry a bit more speed in the middle of the corner, believe it or not. Going to save at the pump. Yeah, we do have the Advanced Auto Parts paint scheme today, the Midnight Black scheme. Lenny actually just ran this scheme this last weekend at Darlington for the throwback race. It's not a throwback scheme. See, Blaney couldn't get the car to turn in turn 2 that time in the dirty air behind Dillon. He didn't turn soon enough. That would have been a good opportunity to pass him. Now he's probably going to have to wait till the next lap when they get back down into that corner again. Although he is challenging in turn 3 and gets to the inside of Austin Dillon there, but he's not going to complete the pass. He got a little loose and barely kept it off the 3 car.
Clear, clear,
Saw the rear of the car, that right rear corner panel, slinging out a little bit as he powered back into the throttle. Bowman must be somewhere up front. Well, he was in the top 5 when we pit, so I'd imagine he's probably still up there. Maybe a little higher than Dylan in turn 1. Trying to get a little bit more momentum down this next straightaway. Between the run off the little bit higher banking as well as the draft. Now maybe he can make the pass in turn 2. Sends it down to the bottom of the racetrack and he'll be able to clear Dylan for 24th. So there's the pass made. And now he's got clean air in front of him again. He should be able to pull away from the 3 because he did run him down pretty quickly even though he's a few seconds behind him. At least the drafting help is still behind the 12 of Blaney with Dylan right there as well. Keeping an eye on him, trying to make sure Dylan's not going to try to go low and make the pass. And he did, and he just used up the 12 car. Wow. Blaney kind of pulled low as a defensive line, and Dylan just went even lower and used up Blaney. It's the 3rd time somebody has used up the 12 car in turn 1. Bowman and Hamlin earlier when they were battling in the top 10, and then Austin Dillon there. Byron will hover by Shell again. I don't know if he did before. Yano's got a reputation. Blaney battles too much with Austin Dillon. He might just take the fresher tires sooner. Have to assume Dillon's holding him up quite a bit. Especially when Dillon just doored him like he did a little bit ago. And he's got a big run into turn 2. Is he close enough to make the pass for 24th again? It looks like he is. 12 could get around the 3 cleanly. That's twice now. Slowski's worked himself back to 26th. Plenty back in the gas, maybe a little too soon in turn 3. Had to lift in a bad spot, and Austin Dillon again has another run behind him. Dillon pulled out of line a little late that time. Blaney chopped him off in the middle of the corner. Saw the 3 car move up the track a little bit.
Got one left.
Oh, but he did get off the exit of the corner a little better than the 12. Got to the inside. Blaney side drafting Dillon now.
Got one left. Clear, clear, clear.
And try a little crossover move in turn 2, and he gets right back around him. Am I going to buy gas at Shell? I don't really have a Shell gas station anywhere near me. I used to all the time when I was working in Toledo just because it was the closest one to me. It was always cheaper everywhere than everywhere else around me on that main street before I got back onto the highway. But where I work now, the only one near me is a Pilot. Trying to drive it in deeper just to hold the 3 car of Austin Dillon behind him consistently. Did a lot better job in turn 1 that time. Good corner in turn 2 for the 12. Gapped the 3 car by about 2 to 3 car lengths. Historical cinematics. Welcome to the stream. Petro Canada. Never been to Canada. So I could say I've never seen one of those gas stations. Blaney's tight in turn 1. Didn't carry as much speed that time. Austin Dillon runs right behind him. Blaney's tight in turn 2. Got into the wall. Very fortunate to not blow a tire getting into the wall in turn 2. This car's gotten massively tight all of a sudden. He's going to pit this time. Going to drop another round of wedge out of the race car, and he may have been speeding coming into the... Get in the box. Get in the box. I'm so glad that did not give us more damage than it probably should have. Is that our penalty for speeding on pit road? Because that obviously costed us time. I thought the game was going to break on us like it did at Nashville for a second. Well, I know not to speed on the pit road because that might happen again. Clean stop otherwise though for the 12 of Ryan Blaney as he works his way back up off of pit road here in a matter of moments, making a short stop to the end of stage number 2, a second stop of the race and second stop of stage 2. About 21 to go yet, 22 for himself. Actually 23 for himself. So he didn't quite make it to 20 to go, but he was getting tight there, and Austin Dillon was costing him a lot of time on the racetrack as well. Can't blame Blaney whatsoever. He's going to have clean air. Clean air and about 17 lap fresher tires versus the rest of the field. Made another wedge adjustment. Trying to help loosen the car up a little bit more again. Really full throttle all the way through turn 3 that time, though he wasn't all the way up to speed considering he just came out of the pits that lap. We'll see what this lap will bring, though. As long as he cycles ahead of 24th where he was battling, it was worth short pitting. He may not get back inside the top 10 before the end of stage 2 with it, but at least we know we're going to get one more restart in this race. And 2 cautions for incident in stage 1, none so far in stage 2. Worst thing that could happen right now is Blaney gets a caution before everybody else pits, and that would end up putting him a lap down, unfortunately. Definitely feels like the 12 car is closing in on the pack ahead of him. "28 viewers currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Monday night. Oh, we're about to have a wreck in turn 1. Hey, somebody nearly got hooked in the left rear corner panel. They were nearly 4 wide going into the corner. It looked like Chase Elliott clipped somebody. Slowed these guys way up. Blaney's going to have to get around this group as soon as he catches them. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. This is our first of 2 streams tonight. Pocono doubleheader. We're going to run the second race following this one. So we have about 20 to go in stage 2 right now. William Byron won stage 1. Blaney was 8th. Lost track position under the green flag stop early at stage 2. Definitely cost him a shot at stage points. So his second stop is a little early in the stage. Elliott cycled back to 15 towards the rear of this pack up ahead. Blaney on fresher tires than these guys. Look at him roll the center of turn 1 so much better. Powers to the inside of Elliott. Traps behind Suarez. Pulls to the inside of him. 3 wide. Almirola up high. Hops back in line now behind the 4 of Harvick, who was leading earlier in the race. Blaney goes 3 wide to the bottom again in turn 2. Truex is in 10th right now. Blaney on the inside of him. going into turn 3, and Blaney will get around him. So back in the clean air. He definitely got through that pack really quick. And everybody else will have to pit before the end of the stage. Blaney trying to gain as much track position as possible right now before everybody makes their stop. They're all back to single file right behind him. Look at the run they have in the draft. Down into turn 1. 12 car is going to be much quicker, though. And he has the clean air in front of him anyway. And gapped him over a half a second just in that corner alone. Blaney's only got 17 lap fresher tires. He has the top 10 car, even on equal tires. Gas price about $4. Yeah, that's about what it is for me the last week. They dropped down to about $3.50 in the 350s, and then they went right back up to like $4.09, just over $4.10. I find some places the last couple days I saw like $4.02, $4.05. For Express, welcome stream. I short pitted. That's why I'm in last place right now, trying to gain track position before the end of stage 2. There's a 2-stop second stage with nobody pitting at all in stage 1 and nobody pitted during the stage break. He lost time on the first stop, so decided to short pit for the second one to try and gain a little bit more of that track position. He was 10th when they pitted the first time, about 12 laps into the stage. But he was 24th this most recent time. He actually cycled out of the pits in 29th. He passed a few cars. You have to make up the track position somehow before the end of the stage, even if he doesn't get back in the top 10. Anywhere higher than 24th, that's going to gain him quite a bit of track position alone. Then he drafts behind the 42 of Chastain. 11 of Hamlin right in front of him. Blaney get a pull out of line into turn 1. Carried a lot of speed in, actually down to the apron. Luckily, he's on fresher tires. Only a few laps on him, he was able to actually get it to stick. Plus, he made that wedge adjustment during the last stop. They took a round of wedge out of the car after the first stop of the day. Did it again after stop 2. You can see the lead pack up ahead as well. I think they have some lap cars right in front of him that are potentially holding him up, which could help Blaney. And these guys are going to pit under 10 laps to go in the stage, so Blaney shouldn't have to hold on for too many laps depending on where he does cycle up to. In turn 3, carries a lot of speed in, gets by DiBenedetto and William Byron, wasting no time in turn 3 to pass both of those cars, who were running 6th and 7th. And they're closing on the leaders up ahead. Blaney with drafting help from behind from the 24 car as well. Into turn 1 they go. They're 2 and 3 wide. A little contact in this pack up ahead. That's going to stall him out. And Blaney's got the run, staying extremely low to the apron again. A couple of these passes are for position. They are getting held up big time. A couple of Store-Haas cars not running very well right now of Custer and Briscoe. Matt Mills in the 55 and 32nd. Alex Bowman is in 2nd. Kyle Larson is the leader. Both running by themselves for right now. Larson trying to get back into the regular season championship race. Fell back to 2nd in points after Logano had finished 3rd in both stages and 3rd at Nashville in the race. Larson didn't get any stage points and finished 26th. Lost his 20-point lead and then some. Looking for a win today at Pocono, and he'll have another chance in the second race of the doubleheader after this one. That will be on a separate stream, by the way. In a half a lap, Blaney's caught Bowman about 2 seconds. So about 4 seconds a lap faster is Blaney on just 17 lap pressure tires when he is in clean air. And even in traffic, he's getting around the lap cars pretty quickly. And lead lap cars. Now he's close enough in the draft behind the 48 car. Dives underneath Alex Bowman, makes the pass quickly in turn 3. Again, not wanting to waste any time whatsoever. Go down to the bottom of the track, trying to break the draft from the 48 of Bowman now. On the main straightaway. Cerebral Assassin, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Don't think it's possible in Heat 5. It is if you... It is early in the run in Heat 5 as long as you have stability on. Letting you a little loose off 3. Didn't come all the way off the throttle, but he came probably 3/4 of the way off. Trying to keep whatever momentum he could up. 2.5 seconds faster than Larson that last lap with that hiccup in turn 3. Okay, in case we get a caution, he needs to get back on the lead lap. It's the only danger with short pitting. And at Pocono, if you're far enough ahead in the field, you can actually pit early, not go a lap down. But the issue with Ryan Blaney is that he was 24, so he's in the back half of the field when that happened. Remember, there's an inversion before race 2 as well. The top 20 will get inverted for the start of race 2. Not sure how accurate that's going to be, but I can't qualify for that second race. So I'm going to hope that it's accurate. And then your finishing order, 21st through 40th, would make up the order the next time. Or in the back half of the field, I should say. Blaney down on the bottom of the racetrack right now, trying to break away from Kyle Larson in the 5. Couldn't get around him that time as Larson carried a lot more momentum off turn 3, but on the older tires, Blaney drives it in much deeper than Kyle Larson in turn 1, and Blaney is back on the lead lap. Caden TPS, welcome to the stream. One people watching this stream. Again, thank you for everybody tuning in. The bigger streams we've had on the channel for NASCAR 21 Ignition in a while. And again, we will be racing race 2 tonight of the doubleheader following the conclusion of this one. Blaney is up to 32nd. He's on fresher tires by 17 laps right now. Just got back on the lead lap and waiting on the leaders to pit. The leaders will have 10 laps to go this time by as Larson leads currently at Pocono. And they're going to have closer to probably 20 to 23 lap fresher tires than Blaney when they do end up pitting. The road closes with 2 to go on the stage, but I think they can only make it to about 4 or 5 laps to go on the stage at the furthest on fuel anyway. So they'll definitely end up having to pit. Blaney getting some drafting help now on James Davison. Now he'll pull out of line, looking to make the pass for 31st. Makes the pass with ease. Clears him before even getting into turn 2. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today when we get back to the start-finish line this time by. A lot of clean air in front of the 12th car again. Now he has 10 laps left. That was a great corner in turn 3 for Blaney that time. Kind of rode the brakes that time, trying something a little different while he has no traffic around him. Not sure how that would work in dirty air necessarily, but at least it worked in the clean air. Yeah, we are halfway through the race, so that means it's time for tonight's trivia question on the channel. And tonight's trivia question is, who is the last driver to win 3 Pocono races in a row in the NASCAR Cup Series? So again, tonight's trivia question, who is the most recent driver to win 3 straight Pocono races in the NASCAR Cup Series? Give you guys the answer to the question at lap 80 Or I'll give it to you guys at the end of stage 2, and with 5 laps to go on the stage, I'll give you a hint. How about that? See if any of you can get it right in the chat down below. Try not to cheat, of course. See if anybody can get it. It is not Kyle Busch. It's not Jimmy Johnson. Johnson did have a sweep in 2004. It's not Carl Edwards. It's not Dale Jr. He also had a sweep in 2014. It is not Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin has won back-to-back twice, but he did not win 3 in a row. Of course, he had the sweep his rookie year in 2006. But also won back-to-back with a August race one year and then a June race the following year in the 2010s. He's also the most winningest active driver at the racetrack. No idea Logano. It is not Joey Logano. You can have multiple guesses. Doesn't matter how many times you get it wrong. See if any of you can get it right today. Yeah, it's not Logano. Damlin. Yeah, I combined Denny Hamlin's first name and last name on accident there a couple seconds ago. Video Gamer, welcome to the stream, by the way. It's not Jeff Gordon. Not Mark Martin. Tonight's trivia question is, who is the most recent driver to win 3 NASCAR Cup Series races in a row at Pocono? And next lap, I'll give you guys the hint to that question. It is not Kevin Harvick either. Not seen the right answer in the chat yet. I don't think the leader's at pit yet, so that's good for Blaney. He's still able to make up some time on these fresher tires. I think Blaney's going to get back in the top 10. I'm not sure exactly how far up in the running order he's going to get. Be coming to 5 to go in the stage this time by. Jay Harmon can't touch this. Welcome to the stream. And it is not Kevin Harvick. It is not Martin Truex Jr. either. A couple of you guys guessing MTJ. It's a tough question. 5 laps to go on the stage. Your guys' hint. The most recent driver to win NASCAR, 3 NASCAR Cup Series races in a row at Pocono. It happened in the 1980s. It actually happened twice in the 80s, but who was the most recent driver to do it? So again, that is your hint. You have until the end of stage 2 to get the answer correct. But the driver raced in the 1980s. Tim Richmond, there you go. Historic Cinematics got the answer to tonight's trivia question. Tim Richmond is the last NASCAR Cup Series driver to win 3 races in a row at Pocono. In years 87 through 89, he was able to do it. Bobby Allison also did it in the 1980s. He's the only other driver in NASCAR history alone to win 3 races in a row at Pocono. That happened from years 82 through 84. So that is the answer to tonight's trivia question. Tim Richmond. Last Cup driver to win 3 races in a row at Pocono. When you said 80s, it clicked. Yeah, him and Bobby Allison are the only 2 that have ever done it. They were both in the 80s, but Richmond was the most recent. He did it in the late 80s. Allison did it in the early 80s. I think that might be the first time we've had a Tim Richmond answer for a question. We'll have another trivia question in the second race later tonight based off of Pocono track facts. Well, thanks for playing that first time around. Joey Logano's in the lead, so that tells me some of the leaders are on pit road as we speak. Blaney also a cycle ahead of guys like Harvick, and there's Kyle Busch in the 18. Blaney's going to get ahead of him in turn 1. Busch was in third the last I knew. I think Blaney is easily going to cycle back in the top 10. I don't think he's going to get to Larson, maybe Bowman. We'll see. It's going to depend if any other drivers catch lap cars as far as the leaders go. Now, remember, Blaney's got about 20 lap older tires now, so Busch should run him down once he gets up to speed. I don't know if Blaney's going to be able to hold on or not. It's going to be close. Blaney's still got good drive in his race car, though, right now on these fresher tires. Wow, no chance to hold Busch back. He just blew around Blaney on the outside on his 4 fresh tires. 2 laps to go, and stage 2 pit road is closed for anybody who has not made a stop yet. Blaney cycled up to 5th place. Anthony Alfredo looks like he has not pit yet unless he's on pit road right now. He's in 2nd. Joey Logano is the next car. Actually, Kevin Harvick is the next car behind Blaney. He's 2.5 seconds behind him, so we'll see if Blaney can hold on for a lap and a half. Yeah, if you were 35, you would... Well, you would have been really, really young. A couple years old when that happened, so... Actually... Yeah, you would have been a couple years old. Like an infant. Probably like, what, age 2 to 5 when that happened? Harvick and Hamlin side by side for position coming to the final lap of the stage, and they are right on the back bumper of Ryan Blaney on the Long Pond straightaway. Blaney goes low to try and block the 11 of Hamlin, who's already raced him aggressively earlier on in the day. Oh, and he got turned! Hamlin just wrecked the 12. Blaney's around in the outside wall, and he turns back around. No caution as we're on the final lap of the stage. And here comes some other cars that Blaney's going to try to pull up in front of us. The second time Hamlin has wrecked the 12 today. Well, that time he actually wrecked him. The first time he didn't wreck him. And now Blaney's in danger of losing all the stage points as he's still in 6th. He got the car corrected. I'm sure Larson's going to go on to win the stage. Byron on the outside. The 10 of Almirola goes by on the outside. Blaney to 8th. 1 corner to go. Larson's actually back to 11th. He lost a lot of time on pit road. De Benedetto to the inside in turn 3. He gets by. For 9th, Blaney in the wall up turn 3. And he lost all the stage points. Back to 11th. Stage coming to an end. Ryan Blaney loses out on stage points. 11th at the end of the stage. He was in 5th when Denny Hamlin dumped him in turn 1. Those two had traded paint a couple times earlier in the race, but that was the first time somebody had flat out gotten dumped. He just went in there way faster than the 12. Alex Bowman wins stage 2 today at Pocono. Byron won stage 1 earlier in the race. Kyle Busch 2nd, Harvick 3rd, Hamlin 4th, Joey Logano 5th, William Byron 6th, Eric Almirola 7th, De Benedetto 8th, Ross Chastain 9th, Christopher Bell 10th, and Blaney 11th. Just missed it. I cannot believe. And now there's damage on the left rear corner panel. The 12, that's going to make him slow also. And he is going to have to pit during the stage break to try and repair as much damage as he can. Well, I don't think I should repair damage. I feel like I might lose a lap if I do it. But definitely going to pit for 4 tires. He's only going to have a few lap fresher tires than everybody else. That's unbelievable. We're all old. Drama on the final lap of stage 2 as Denny Hamlin has wrecked the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Blaney backed it into the outside wall pretty good in turn 1. You can see the damage on the left rear corner panel. That's going to act as if a parachute is on the back of the 12 car. Green flag is back in the air on the restart. Oh, they're checking up. That was a big stack up on the restart. Blaney had to try and get out of the way. And now he's got damage on the front of his car. I think he got in the back of Ryan Newman in the 6. That's the dangerous part about restarting in the back. Damage on the front of the car now, on the back of the car. That's unbelievable. Blaney was in 5th with 2 laps to go. Well, going into the final lap of stage 2. And now he has severe damage and is currently in 33rd. What a turn of events. Still one stopper to the end of the race for everybody in the field. Nobody took off on that restart, and Blaney's going to be lacking a lot of speed right now. I don't know how he's going to be able to get this track position back. He's probably going to have to try to short pit again and hope he doesn't get wrecked, but at the same time, he's so slow right now because of all the damage. I don't even know what's going to be best for him. Overdrove turn 2. Drives under the 0-0 of Quinn Houth. Blaney going to make the clean pass on Houth for 32nd. $50 laps to go yet at Pocono in race 1 of the doubleheader. R6, welcome to the stream. I see you in the chat as well. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we had a crash on the last lap of stage 1. Ryan Blaney was in 5th, got wrecked by Denny Hamlin. These two had traded paint a few times earlier in the race. Hamlin got to Blaney twice. Blaney got to him once, and Hamlin wasn't done. He cleaned him out turn 1. See, it's affected the handling of the 12 car because he has fresh tires and he had a big power slide in turn 3 that time alone, all by himself in clean air. This is turn for the worse. We do have another race at Pocono yet for the Cup Series today. So if Blaney doesn't get his retribution in this one, he'll have another chance later. But the problem is just trying to get a good finish because he was in position to get stage points. Even if Hamlin and Harvick got around him, Blaney was going to finish 7th in that last stage, and he was going to have track position. But now he had a wrecked race car, so no matter what, he had to pit 4 tires, as he did. And not only he has a wrecked race car, but obviously, again, he's back at 32nd, and he didn't get any stage points in stage 2. It was definitely a double whammy. Off-Road Hooligans, welcome to the stream. Again, the second race of our doubleheader tonight will be on another stream. For an FYI. Yeah, I am doing the other Pocono race today. Plan on it, at least. Lenny closing on Cody Ware. The 51 car. 3 wide action towards the back of the pack up ahead. Oh, contact in turn 1. That pack of cars up ahead. Blaney clears Cody Ware in turn 1. 4th position. Nearly wrecked. The next trivia question, I usually do it about the halfway point of every race. Just one a race usually, but because we have the Pocono doubleheader tonight, doing 2 races. So it'll be midway through the 2nd race tonight. Dirty air has already been a problem. I would imagine with the damage on the nose of the 12 car right now, it's going to be even harder for him to get through traffic once he does catch the rear of the other pack of cars right now. You can see the lead pack really isn't all that much further ahead. If Blaney can stay within this range, and even closer potentially going into the final stop, maybe he has a shot on different strategy. The rest of the field probably got to pit somewhere around 15 laps to go in the stage if I had to guess. Probably looking at 15 laps to go in the stage and in the race before the rest of the field pits. So Blaney's going to pit right around 20 to 25 laps to go. Probably should pit closer to 30 to go, honestly. Because he had about 17 lap pressure tires last time. That gained him a lot of time. And that was even with a slow green flag stop. Hopefully he can get a quicker one going this next time through. Might make more adjustment changes. We'll see over the course of the next 10 laps before he pits. This time around, just to make sure. How's the race game coming along? If you're talking about NASCAR 21 Ignition in general, it's still very buggy. We did have one bug already in this race today. 2 of them, really. They all pitted after the first caution earlier in the race. The first lap afterwards, but they wrecked trying to do it, so then we had another caution. They didn't try to pit again after that. So there was that. And then when I tried to make a green flag stop on my second stop in stage 2 under green, I ended up, when the AI takes control when you hit the commitment line, it turned me into the inside wall. That's not where this damage came from. I actually didn't really have any damage from it, luckily. But I was kind of parked there for a few seconds, so that also cost me time. So as long as that doesn't happen under the last stop of the race in this one, it's definitely going to be a much faster stop for the 12 team. As long as he doesn't speed coming into the pits, I think it should be looking good for him. Closing on the pack of cars up ahead. Rewind and turn 1 again. It looked like a couple cars got sandwiched together. I think Cole Custer was the car in the middle of all that. The 41 for SHR. Three wide, contacted turn 3. Custer just sandwiched the car in the middle that time. Then he got a little tight, the dirty air off turn 3. Had to burp the throttle a little bit. He had nowhere to go for clean air with him still being 3 wide in front of him. So hoping by the time they get into turn 2, he's close enough to the pack, he can make some passes for position. Definitely going to gain time in turn 1. Not a whole lot, though. I think just with the damage and the dirty air on top of it, it is going to be very difficult for Blaney to make passes the rest of this race. He's going to attempt it, though. Down to the apron in turn 2. He'll go 3 wide underneath Cole Custer and Josh Bilicki. Not sure if he's going to really get much room into turn 3. Didn't really get any room in turn 3. And he'll try to set himself back up again. He's definitely passed a lot of cars pretty easily when he had about 17 lap pressure tires. Pitted a couple laps to go in the first stage. So if he waits to pit around that point again to get about 17 lap pressure tires, he really only has to run about another 5 laps. Pulls to the bottom, makes the pass on Ty Dillon. That was for 30th in turn 2. Comes back in the draft behind Custer. The next straightaway before going into turn 3. Custer pulled down right on top of the 12. Lenny hops back in line behind him off the exit of turn 3. See Ricky Stenhouse Jr. down on the bottom lane, losing a lot of spots. He has damage from that first caution back earlier in the race. Blaney to the outside of the 47 car, makes the pass on him. So they go into turn 1. A little contact up ahead with some Rick Ware cars of Bilicki and Gase. Again, Blaney to the inside of Custer, can't make the pass. Threw a little bit of a block on Stenhouse to hold him behind him. He didn't want to get side drafted at all there. Bilicki pulls in line in front of Blaney to the outside. Blaney went to the bottom, makes the pass in turn 2. Drives right into Custer. Oh, he nearly turned him. And around goes Cole Custer, and we have a caution. Caution is out. Custer has gone around, and because Blaney was involved in the accident, he can pit to repair damage, but he can't take on fuel or tires. So he'll make a full damage repair here. But can't pit for fuel or tires, so his stop will not be coming up now. Well, that's going to put a little bit of a dent in the strategy as well. He definitely got back in the gas really soon in turn 2, and he was nowhere close to making that corner with the car on the outside. Nobody was there. He was going to make the corner, but because Custer was there, he ended up right in front of him. And Blaney going to restart back at 34th. Green flag back in the air again at Pocono. Kind of checked up towards the back of the pack on the restart again. Some of the lap cars, Blaney going to get around them all.
Clear.
Carries a lot of speed through turn 1. Must have had a stack up towards the front of the field when you're making a pass for position. My favorite driver is the guy we're racing as right now, Ryan Blaney.
Stay left. All right, hold your line. Clear.
That was the 3rd caution for incident we've had today, by the way, and the 5th total in today's race.
We got about 5 laps.
Oh,
Stay right.
Licky blocking the heck out of Ryan Blaney.
Slow. All right, hold your line.
Went high on him and then went down to the bottom as well. Blaney got into the back of him. But one car almost got in the wall up on the outside. I think it might have been the 7 of Corey LaJoy. They're all getting stacked up still.
Clear all around.
I think repairing a little bit of damage might have made the 12 car a bit quicker than what it was. They obviously have a lot more damage still to repair. On the bottom, gets around Ty Dillon again. Under Ryan Newman for position into turn 3. Blows around Cole Custer. Blows around the 53 car as well. Thanks for stopping by, Video Gamer. I think these guys are holding them up because they keep going 3 by 3, and that's why Blaney's able to charge the bottom. He's 4 wide off of turn 1. And hops in line behind Kurt Busch, who is still making contact with the 3 of Austin Dillon. Nathan Elliott, welcome to the stream. I don't know when to pit. I mean, Blaney's actually getting track position now. He's kind of stalling out mid-pack, though. What a crazy restart at Pocono. And Ryan Blaney is charged up to the bottom, 3 wide again. Onto the main straightaway. When does the field pit? Is the question. Blaney could go maybe a couple laps further on field, but that'd be about it. And they are making contact in front of him, and they're basically moving themselves out of the way for Blaney to get back into this race. NASCAR fan for life, welcome to the stream. Look at the momentum on the outside, though, from all those cars, as it was 3 wide underneath with Keselowski and Blaney in the middle and bottom lane. Reddick almost squeezed into the wall by the 17 of Chris Buescher. Blaney on the bottom again, 3 wide into turn 3. Will they have enough room? They stay wide enough. Blaney still on the bottom. Elliott is able to clear Chastain on the outside. Oh, contact between the 9 and the 12. That stalled out the 12's run, and he had to drop in line behind Elliott on the main straightaway, but he's back inside the top 10 after Hamlin had wrecked Blaney at the end of stage 1 while he was in 5th. Logano stacked up the outside that time. Ryan Blaney is charging through the field and may have a shot at the lead. Hardest car to get around is going to be the one with the clean air. Hops in line in 5th right behind Christopher Bell. Blaney chopped off turn 2 way too much. Vlogs and Gaming with Tommy, welcome to the stream. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I remember you from the stream yesterday. Thanks for subbing. 30 to go at Pocono. Everybody's within the final fuel window to make it to the end of the race. Blaney right back in front of Bell. Big block. Bowman's going for the lead into 1. Byron goes for it. 3 wide, nearly to the bottom. They are 3 wide for the lead. They stacked each other up. And here comes Blaney down low to get by the Hendrick cars of Byron and Bowman. And he's underneath Busch for the lead. Trying to side draft the 18. A little bit of contact that's going to hold back Blaney behind Busch. Couldn't get around the car with the clean air that time. Blaney to the bottom in turn 2. Again, cannot get around Busch. Little bump draft behind him. Blaney can't clear Busch. On the outside of the racetrack, Kyle Busch in the 18 leads. Big run for Bowman on the outside. Blaney just doesn't have enough drafting help down the straightaways on the bottom of the track to hold with the 18 of Busch. Squeezes into Bowman to work his way back into second. Big run on the 18 car through turn 2. Stacking up 3 wide off the exit of turn 2 behind. Lenny going to try to get to the outside of the 18 car. Not sure if that's going to work. He held the corner, but Busch is going to hold clear. Well, I'm doing a mix of this and NASCAR 05 right now, so this is the final season here, and then I'm on the final set of seasons for NASCAR 05. Then I plan on going to NASCAR 06, either by the end of the week I should get to that, or next week. New leader, off of turn 1, Blaney at Pocono leads the 18 of Kyle Busch. Blaney has not led a lap yet today. And after taking the lead, he may try to short pit. And with that being said, Blaney's going to come in right now. Final stop. Going to split the final stage in about half. 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Did not speed that time. On to pit road he goes. No adjustments. 4 tires and fuel for the 12 of Blaney. Final stop of the day for the 12 team. Oh no! They're not... Oh, what are they doing? This is unbelievable. Why aren't they changing fuel or tires? All they did was repair damage on the 12 car. Look, there's... Oh my... You've got to be kidding me. I have not seen that in this game yet. Look, we're... So if you look down on the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you can see that where it says fuel and tires, it says full and 4. So they were supposed to put fuel and tires into it, but they did not. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. He's still on the lead lap, but he is well off the race lead and is going to need a caution to get back into it. I don't know why they didn't change fuel or tires. That just... I mean, it's another glitch with this game, but I've not seen that before. Blaney took the lead, didn't actually officially lead a lap. Came into short pit to split the final stage in half. Rookie mistake. It wasn't a rookie mistake. I don't know why they didn't change fuel or tires. I mean, I'm not going to make it on fuel to the end of the race. We're going to have to pit at some point, so I figured split the stage in half, try to get out in front of the field as much as possible. They'll probably pit with about 15 to go. Then he's going to try to pit again this time. Big slide. Off turn 4, he is on pit road, did not speed. I mean, if they don't change fuel or tires this time, it looks like they're on the wall with tires. They're changing them this time. That's unbelievable. Why did they not change fuel and why did they not change tires and put fuel in the car the first time I pit? That is a heartbreaker for this 12 team. After that comeback on the last restart, everything was stacking up perfectly for him, and now he's going to be a lap down. He's going to try to make up as much time as possible on fresher tires. The rest of the field's going to be pitting somewhat soon. And Blaney is a lap down. I don't know. Rookie mistake on the pit crew, maybe. I don't understand why they didn't even pit for fuel or tires the first time. It was obviously set for them to do that. But they're like, oh, we'll repair damage. Stupid. And now Blaney's in last. From the lead to last, just like that. Wrecked out of stage points at the end of stage 2. Hamlin turned us while we were in 5th on the final lap going into turn 1. Came back with a damaged car. And now we have a lot fresher tires than the rest of the field. I do online streams with the fans from time to time. I do want to do another one before I go to Indy for the 500 at the end of the month. So I do plan on doing another online lobby of this game. Yeah, much fresher tires on the rest of the field right now, but I mean, he's literally the last car on the track. Plus he's a lap down. And he was about 7 seconds ahead of Larson Still cycled out to, again, about 4th or 5th place the last time, so he would have to get up there again this time around. I cannot believe what has happened. I mean, the good news is we get the second race coming up immediately after this one to try it again, but this is obviously costing Blaney points in the regular season standings. That's what really hurts. Came into this race 7th in points. Whatever shot he had at the regular season championship is just going to be even less of a chance now, with just 8 races to go in the regular season following this one today. But we know he's got a top 10 race car. If he could just find track position for the start of the second race. Making some passes per position up to 37th right now. Though all of these guys that he has just gotten around are all lapped down. I'm going to have to go about 23, 24 laps or so on these tires to the end of the race. The best chance he's going to have is if we cycle through green flag pit stops for him to get back on the lead lap, and then we get a caution. Because if all that happens, if we do end up getting a caution, then he can take on fresh tires during the yellow flag and get back out that way. But that's going to be the only chance he's going to have. I agree with you, Billy. If they're just going to update this game the way it is for NASCAR 22 and expect people to pay for it, that's bullcrap, honestly. This kind of reminds me of the Las Vegas race at the beginning of the season, a few races in, where Blaney was leading with about 90 to go and ended up just blowing a tire because the lights came on and the game went to black, and we blew a tire in a race that was supposed to be a day race, and we weren't even supposed to have lights and nighttime racing at any point in that race. Just unbelievable. Oh, your seats are by pit road? Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm in the short chute between turns 1 and 2. If you do see me, though, say hi. Be there pretty much all day Sunday. Definitely plan on going to the Hall of Fame Museum in the infield at some point during that Sunday morning.
Still next seat, all clear.
20 laps to go. One car just spun off turn 3 trying to get to pit road. It's like one of the Rick Ware cars. I'll definitely be wearing some Ryan Blaney gear that day at the Indy 500. Probably wear my Menards t-shirt. Representing Penske at least while I'm there. Few drivers staying out of the pits again. Off of turn 3. Lenny getting a little drafting help to the outside of the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Cuts down to the inside. A couple guys really backing up turn 1 up ahead. Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon. Blaney just drove right into the side of Austin Dillon, who is in fourth, still on the lead lap, having to make a stop sometime soon. Chase Elliott leads for the first time today. On pit road near Newgarden. Oh, so you have, well, you have like a pit pass or something then? an infield pass of some sort. It's like Michael McDowell's the last car on the racetrack right now, still has to pit. And Blaney's moved up at least a few positions. Get around Timmy Hill for 30th. Who knows though, again, maybe we get a yellow. Now would be the time. I know he's still lapped down with McDowell staying out of the pits. Once McDowell pits, up ahead, which will likely be this time by, Ryan Blaney will get right back into it again. Blaney will get back on the lead lap. There it is. Right back on the lead lap is Ryan Blaney. He might cycle up a couple more positions with a few cars coming off of pit road. One of them is already a lap down of Chase Briscoe anyway. Stenhouse is in the grass trying to get up to speed on the bottom of the track at turn 1. Blaney should get around him before Stenhouse gets up to speed. Oh, wow, not a lot of room there. Blaney will get around Ricky for 29th. And Matt Mills is a lap down as the next car up ahead. One pit passes from Penske. That's pretty cool. Should be a pretty cool experience, especially in that big of a race. Blaney and Stenhouse nose to tail right now on the Long Pond straightaway. So now Blaney has about 10 lap older tires than these guys. Justin Haley coming off of pit road. He's a lap down. Stenhouse to the outside in turn 1. Blaney charged it in the wall, and he's got a right front down after contact. And this race is going from bad to worse for Ryan Blaney in the 12. I tried to turn it. I don't even care anymore. Why? So much even for a top 30 finish. I mean, that was a stupid move by me, but I shouldn't have been in. I should be in the lead. My pit crew decided not to change my tires. Now I have a blown right front. Are they going to change them this time? I sure hope so. And sticks the landing. There we go. On to pit road. 4 tires of fuel again. Ryan Blaney in the 12. At least they'll be on equal tires now as the rest of the field. Maybe a few lap pressure tires. Only hope now is he could cycle back out ahead of every car that is 1 lap down at the rear of the field right now, so he can at least get a couple points for his finishing results. Really, that crash at the end of stage 1 did Blaney in, even though he did come back to take the lead after that. Very briefly, at least. This race went straight downhill. And now he's sitting a lap down in 35th, 36th. He's losing more spots coming out of the pits yet. And Haley will be for position. Now he should have enough speed, I would think, to get around at least a few of those guys that are a lap down. Ronaldo Souza, welcome to the stream. Hopefully I said your name correctly. He drafted behind Justin Haley. Send Denny's the bill? Like the restaurant? I don't think Denny Hamlin owns that restaurant. Yeah, Hamlin wrecking us though. The fact that we still came back though to get to the front of the field, we didn't lead a lap, but then our pit crew ended up laying an egg and fought through all the glitches in this game just to have one more glitch that took us out of it for good. Blaney rather in 36. Just got around Justin Haley. We're way up the track. The good news is, again, we know this car is fast. Come the second race of our doubleheader tonight. Timmy Hill's in 30th on the lead lap, so he's not going to be for position. I'm not sure who's in first right now. You can't tell with the leaderboard on this game. And there's no track map either. So we'll just have to wait to see. Kyle Busch was in the lead before those final pit stops started. So if I had to guess, it was maybe Kyle Busch, but I'm not entirely sure. We've had 10 different winners on the season so far, available for the playoffs, and 8 races until the playoffs after our first race of the day. Alternate through the different camera angles once again. Pretty much to the end of the race. And every point does matter. Blaney's still in the top 10 of the regular season point standings. He might lose another spot or two in the standings before the second Pocono race. And the tough part is remember, the field gets inverted only in the top 20. So he is going to be starting towards the back of the field in race 2. Which is also not going to help. Got lucky we had a few cautions early in this race after a poor qualifying effort, but I don't know about the next one. Alright, I think we're good now. I'm back. I don't know what was going on there. OBS was having some sort of an issue, but I was going to say, I went downstairs and my parents were like, yeah, everything's good down here. I was like, okay. Came back upstairs and I don't know what happened. I think it may be working now. don't know. It's starting to work again. Hopefully. Hopefully. It's fine now. Yeah, I don't know. It was saying it had full connection for the last couple minutes, but nothing was working. But now finally YouTube just popped back on us. Let's get to the end of this race before anything else happens. Alright, well, it looks like we're back up and running again. New Joji, welcome to the stream. Like, we lost some viewers during that. I don't know what was going on. I think it was an OBS issue, though. It was kind of reconnecting and connecting itself on its own. That's why it was lagging, but then it just froze. Even though it said I had full connection again after a little bit. So that's why I was asking if it was working, because it wasn't working on my end. And it seemed like it was working on your guys' end either, but it's up and running now. We are back, and we have 8 laps to go. Trying to get to the end of this race. Blaney holding off Justin Haley for 36th right now. 36-37. That's still going to be 1 point. It's 1 point per position for 35th on up, though, if Blaney can run down Briscoe, Matt Mills, and maybe another car up in front of him. Stenhouse is with him, but I think he's a lap down right now. Pretty good through turn 2, as Blaney has been all day. That's going to delay the start of the next race just a bit. I'm probably going to get some food in between streams, so I'll probably wait about a half hour before I start the next one. Might be a little bit later of a night tonight. But I'm getting pretty hungry. And I don't feel like waiting a couple more hours before I eat. I'd like to just get done with that next race and go right to bed. Unknown Kid Gaming, welcome to the stream. I will say Blaney does seem to be running down the cars ahead of him right now. I think he's going to have a shot to pick up a couple more positions before the end of this race. They're side by side up there too. That's definitely helping him. Matt Mills, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. are the two side by side. Briscoe in line right behind him. And every point per position is so crucial. Even with Blaney running this far back, as he's still in the top 10 in the regular season point standings, and he's got a shot for the second Pocono race today to try to pick up some points still. So even though he's out of this one, we know he has the top 10 car if he could just stay out of trouble. Fortunately, he got wrecked at the end of Stage 2 by Denny Hamlin battling for stage points, even though Blaney didn't do anything. He was clearly on the bottom, and Hamlin ran right through him, got him in the left rear, and turned him. Again, he was in 5th at the time. So I do think that race 2 is going to be a lot better for the 12. Problem is, he's going to be starting towards the back. Unless we get lucky with the finishing, or the starting results, you know, being randomized for the next race, and it's not as bad. I think it'd be dangerous to start mid-pack, though, too. I don't think that's any worse than the very back of the pack. Big send into turn 3 for Blaney as he gets around Stenhouse and Briscoe. He's underneath the 55 of Mills, but he couldn't stay underneath him. Getting freight trained by those cars on the draft on his outside. 4 laps to go at Pocono right now. Briscoe pulls out of line to try and make a pass on Mills into turn 1. Blaney to the inside of Stenhouse again. We know turn 2 is going to be a good corner for the 12. Can he stay within close proximity to maybe get around him there? Stenhouse not for position. But again, Mills and Briscoe are. Briscoe underneath Mills through turn 2. Blaney with a great corner. Right behind him. He's going to go up the middle, 3 wide. What a battle for 34th. And the closing laps. Still 3 wide middle. Bit of contact again. This not going to end well. Blaney and Stenhouse still clung together. Off turn 3. Stenhouse finally caved in and let the guys go that were battling for position around him. 3 to go in the stage. Justin Haley starting to catch up. Most intense battle for 34th at Pocono I think I've ever seen in my life. 34th on any track. Blaney clears Mills. Has a run on the 14. Pulls out of line, trying to make the pass. Is he clear? Yes, he is. Blaney to 34th. Another solid corner in turn 2, as he's done most of the day. A lot of clean air in front of the 12 right now. I don't know what the crew chief just said. Crew chief said something. Might have said that the leaders got to the final lap. That might have been what it was. Lap and a half to go yet for the 12 of Blaney. I'm excited for race 2. This was an bad end to race 1. Blaney's going to try to be a little more tactical in race 2. It's 10 laps longer. Can he stay out of trouble? If he does, I think he's going to have a shot to win. Final lap of the race for the 12 of Blaney, with being a lap down. 34th is not what he had in store after getting 8th at the end of stage 1 and was running 5th on the final lap of stage 2 before getting wrecked by the 11 of Hamlin for that spot. Checkered flag is in the air. Kyle Busch has won at Pocono. He does have a win already this season, so it's not a new driver being locked into the playoffs. We'll continue at 10 different winners. Busch was around where Blaney's at in points, too. Blaney's going to come away with a 34th place finish today. And unfortunate, that extra stop in the final stage hurt him. Probably cost him a chance to win. It is what it is. 34th for Ryan Blaney. But Kyle Busch is the winner. We'll check out the rest of the finishing results as well. Out at the front of the field. Busch wins. Denny Hamlin second, so a little bit of a 1-2 finish. Kevin Harvick third, Alex Bowman fourth, and William Byron rounds out the top 5. Byron won stage 1, Bowman won stage 2. Keselowski ends up finishing 6th in the race. Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick 7th, Joey Logano 8th, Chase Elliott 9th, Kyle Larson rounds out the top 10. Joey Logano, who's the points leader, did not get a top 10 finish today. Where did he finish? Oh, he did. My bad. He finished 8th. I'm stupid. He finished 8th, so he did gain a couple points, it looked like, on Larson. Though Larson... No, he didn't outscore. That's right. Larson had that bad stop and barely got any stage points in stage 2, so... I think Logano might have outpointed him and grew that points lead a little bit between races 1 and 2. And I'll take a picture for the finishing results for statistical and points paying purposes. Crew owes you food. Yeah, I'm going to grab something to eat before streams. That's going to do it, though, for race 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Thank you for watching. We had a about 30 viewers at one point in time in this race, maybe a little more than that. 28 likes right now on the stream as well, so definitely hit the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We'll be back at it again later on today, probably about 20 minutes to a half an hour. Keep the notification bell on, and we'll go live for race number 2 of the Pocono doubleheader tonight. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you then.